Here's the edge.
Let's see it again, Dwayne.
All right, there it is. Testing 1, 2, 3 on the pure signal.
Ah, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Like a hot knife through butter.
And I sure like the same way. Because I like him bread when it just comes out of the oven.
Yes, I like a soft butter. I'm annoyed in a restaurant when they bring it out and it's solid as a rock.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I like it when it's nice and soft. It applies so much easier.
Yep. So, Art, I saw the posts in Signal last night, and I don't know if those were CBs or 10-meter rigs, but have you done this patch update for Thetis for FM?
I did, Doug. I read that. I forgot where I saw that. Oh yeah, I think it was on the Rick N9HLL. He posted it on the Anon forum. I guess last week or the week before about hey, this is major. They fixed it, and sure enough, it works great. I was on 10-meter FM yesterday.
Oh wow! All right. I'm gonna down and what? You just run the patch. And then it adjusts the software?
Right. Actually, for this one, it's an overlay. Simple instructions, but you get the file. It's unzip. You take all the everything that's there, you copy it, and then you paste it to the Thetis directory in your program files.
Very cool. All right. Good. Yeah, because I've been playing with AM. I never turned FM on. So let me ask you now, when you were on 10-meter FM, were you using repeaters or simplex?
Usually the simplex, portion of the band. You can see the lines coming up and more or less get a feel if the band's open. And mostly simplex. But then Dom listed that last night, all the offsets for especially that New York repeater. Oh my goodness, that is a great machine. It works great on VHF.
All right, yeah, I bet I can hit that even in bad conditions. Okay. And then I think my last question is audio. What did you have to do for your audio?
I just left everything the same. I don't, with FM, it probably sounds great. I would think what we're doing here, it would translate over to like, oh man, what are you doing over there? You'd probably get those kind of comments instead of the usual hand mic and the 2.4 stuff.
Yes, or we could all buy Ranger radios. Not Viking Ranger, just the regular Ranger, 10-meter, 11-meter combo units.
Man, things are $900.
They were the holy grail in the late 80s and early 90s when I was a kid. And back then they were the most expensive.
Man, I couldn't begin to tell you how many I owned through my time.
What, Dwayne, the Rangers?
Oh, yeah. Are we talking about the DX2995?
Yes, that one with the LCD display. That was a big deal.
Yeah, I've had, I'm not exaggerating. In my time, I probably had at least 8.
It's the same thing, Galaxy Turbo.
Yeah, the Galaxy Turbo was the first one pretty much out that had the amplifier in it. Even the mobiles, the 2950s, they were pretty good too.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I could start a shop or store, I'm serious here, and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's where I'm different. If I don't use it, it goes. I know I should keep a spare of everything, but if I don't use it, I'm sitting there looking at it, and I say, it's got to go. Someone else can make use of that.
Sell the stuff. I mean, it's in really good shape and stuff. Someone's buying it. Whatever it is. just put the money elsewhere, or you just put it in savings, I guess?
The last one I bought, it was probably a year and a half ago. It was very expensive because I had what they call the Aussie mod. I'm sure you're probably familiar with those to get the hi-fi audio. And Julio did it up, and I paid a little over $1,200 for that radio. It had, the standalone box was built into the speaker, so I had it customized. But I let that thing go. I think I let it go for like $800.
Yeah, I had one Motor Mouth Mall did that modulator and stuff. I have that here. I never even booked it online. I got that, and I got a computer that had the Pro Tools. Everything's in it. Then I had the radio. It was modded direct injection. I have that where you plug directly into. You bypass all the circuitry and stuff for the audio. It goes directly in the back. Pick everything off the audio chip.
Yeah, I had a, 2517, Galaxy 2517, and I had the regular Galaxy Turbo. They had direct inject audio on those. And you know what? They performed well. You can't control the bandwidth, but other than that, they sound great.
Yeah. 29, the Harley Davidson, when they come out, they did the Harley Davidson one. That's the one I have.
Yep, I remember when that came out.
Hey, Art.
Oh, what was that, Doug?
I'm on the forum, the community page. Do you know where the FM patch is, or was that on Facebook only?
No. It should be on the community. I stumbled on it too. I'll get it. I'll find it. Well, if it's we'll find it. But.
All right. I looked under Thetis because that's where I thought it would be, and I don't see it there. I looked under Apache Lab News, not there. And I see no topic about FM, so we shall see.
Is everybody still running to 2.9.06, or do we upgrade that?
Nope, that's what I'm running.
In that one video, I think did you post that or Art posted that? It took you to YouTube. I could have swore it looked like it was 2.9.017.
Well, that's the one that Richie posted with all the cool new metering. And God knows what other secrets he's going to have. So, yeah, we should have something soon.
Yeah, that would, I'd be anxious to try that.
The band's playing pretty well. I have hardly any noise at all. I mean, it's super quiet.
What's weird here in my location, I talked to some guys down on 3810, and I could sit there and communicate with them even at 11 or 12 o'clock.
Delta is a pretty quiet antenna. It doesn't pick a lot of noise in.
Yeah, it's very quiet. My noise floor here, and of course, you know how the Anon is. You can have it directly to a dummy load and read an S2 and S3. I have an S7 here, very quiet.
Yeah, usually you got something that's, set up on this like horizontal run. They're pretty quiet.
Doug, do you ever notice that with your Anon that the noise floor is always high, even if you put it into a dummy load?
Yes, I do notice that. I do. So what I go off of is the noise floor on the pan adapter. So hold on, let me drop it for a second and look at something. Okay, so I'm minus 115 right now, dB, and that's coming up as an S7 for me. But this is quiet.
Yeah, mine is probably minus 112. I have mine on automatic, my AGC. I have it automatically, so it jumps around a little bit, but I was showing about minus 112.
Yep. And I'm only able to get it that low because of my loop on the ground for diversity. If it was just the vertical, I'd be at like minus 100.
I sent that shortcut to Signal private message, Doug. And once you get that, you'll see FM receive limiter patch for Thetis. When you scroll down on Scott's, posting of it, right underneath that bar graph, that's where it's located.
All right, cool. Let me read it real quick. I might do it right now.
Where Doug, your signal come up here?
Oh man, there you are. You were light on me. Not anymore.
Yeah, it's the way when you come in, but not like somebody flipped a switcher.
Beautiful, beautiful. Good. Now we can all hear each other. I am so happy that I rearranged this shack a week ago. Art, I don't know if you knew that I took everything apart. I unhooked the Anon, the Mercury, the power supplies. All the computer came out, all the monitors, everything. And then I slowly rearranged it piece by piece. Now everything's in reach. Just very enjoyable to use this way.
Yeah. I remember you making mention of that. That was a task. That is something, man. When you undergo a complete breakdown and then a good wipe, clean, everything nice, orderly wiring, cabling, routing, right, and then getting the ergonomics right. That's oh man, I know. I did it a couple of years ago, but I'll tell you, it looks sharp, man. It's a nice presentation, especially with the camera angles, which you have going on now. I saw some of those clips that you're doing, with OBS and stuff. It looks great.
Thank you. Did you back up those 2 folders that they suggest?
I live on the edge. I just overwrite. I did it. I don't care. I can always reinstall. That's how I look at it. Reinstall, bring my main file, the file back. What do you call it? The export,
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right, let me read this. I'm going to be on the side for about 5 minutes. I'm probably going to shut Thetis down. I'll let you guys know, though. KB2 UKA.
Yeah, that's what Doug was saying. He rearranged everything. And that's the way mine is. It's right in front of me. I can reach everything. But then again, I got a wingspan on me that's unbelievable. I wear a dress shirt, the long sleeve. I got to get... my sleeve length is 39 and a half, so that's down to your wrist, so I got a pretty good wingspan on me.
That's funny. I don't even know what mine is. All right, I'm reading. I'll be right back. KB2 UKA.
Come on back.
I have 23 degrees here.
26 here, dropping. That's a narrow spoon down, but it'll probably be back up again.
Wow, what a big change from a few hundred miles. We're doing 44 here, so we're that's crazy.
I think by Wednesday and Thursday, we're supposed to be back up in the 60s.
I didn't walk out yet.
Sorry to be all cute with you.
Not sorry. I'm just saying they were called for snow flurries this morning.
Did you see on the weather there, I think Wednesday and Thursday coming up, we're going to be in the 60s?
Yeah, nice. I'm ready for that, but that means I'll be going back to work.
All right, guys.
I love when weather gets like this. I like to go out there and tinker with antennas.
Yeah, I gotta plant that one pole out there, and I'm still debating where to put it exactly. I want to get more of a southern exposure where I can, get on south a little bit better. So, I think I got it thrown on here. I got a little map that I made up on, with the graphics that I do and stuff. So, I think I'll stick to that. It's pretty much the one face, the longest strand's going to be facing south. So, that's probably better.
Yeah, according to the DX Commander guy on YouTube, He ran the Delta Loop like I did for years and loved it. He said the strongest part of that loop on your transmit-wise is the wide part of that slice of pie or whatever you want to call it.
All right. So now we have to, let's see, local disk, program files, open HPSDR, Thetis, paste, replace the files and skip these files, replace, good. Oh, should have ran that as administrator. See, you should always run everything as administrator, because now I'm here clicking things. There we go. Okay. Good, good. Let's launch Thetis again.
Yeah, it was after 9.
Hey, CJ.
Nope, it's Doug. I had to shut Thetis down. All right, I think it worked, Art. What do I have to do settings-wise?
Well, the first thing is up on the top of your border on your Thetis screen. Do you see the 2023-01-28? The FMER, was it EER special?
Oh yeah, I've got the FM special.
There you go. So you're good. What it was, though, if you tried to tune in a station on 10 meter, using that as an example on FM mode, it was terrible. It was all distorted, scratching. You couldn't even make out what the guy was saying. And now it's clean and clear. So until you get a signal, you'll know. It's hard to test it right now without someone down there talking.
All right, cool. So it's no manual adjustment. It was just the patch.
Exactly. It I guess in the software, the algorithm, whatever, it just took care of the FM mode problems.
Great. Now, these 10 meter repeaters, do they have PL tones?
Some of them do. The one up in New York, yeah. I know Dom put that list up last night, but I don't recall having to do that. I just generally look at the offset frequencies wherever you transmit. It's like working split. So you'll transmit off to the side and then listen to that main frequency where the repeater's located.
Yep, and you click split to do that, correct?
Right.
Okay. And I assume Thetis cannot transmit PL tones, or can it?
Oh, it can, yeah. Actually, when you go on FM mode, the panel will change over, and then you'll see a little the drop down for all the different tones.
Oh, that's very cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna try this later. All right, KB2 UKA on the side for a minute.
Radio had 2 meter built right into it. That was a nice feature.
I will say that's definitely a perk of the SDR, the Sun Expert, 100%. I know with the Anon, it could work. You just you have to get one of those transmitters. Yeah, I was going to mention last night, I was kind of back and forth. I was going to try to jump in a little earlier, but I was down on 3630 listening. And this Jack just got his new Apache, and John and UN was helping him set it up. So, man, I was all ears. I was listening to that a good 45 minutes, and it's amazing what you can pick up, from other operators, doing things, oh, no, this is how it should be done, but then you listen to someone else, and, you kind of get a whole different perspective, but it was enjoyable to listen to. You got pure signal working, and doing the test, the two-tone, you hooked up his coupler, and I just like listening to the jargon and the lingo, just kind of like what we do here.
Yeah, I think what I learned today, just what happened to me this morning for the first time, is when it doesn't look very good, my waterfall, and I don't have the sharp edges, I think when I first turn on see this, I think I'm going to do that, put not two-tone, just a tune, and if that tune's going up and down the band, instant reboot right from there, it means it didn't load up correctly.
Yeah, exactly, Dwayne. And they're working on it. I know Richie is, he posted some teaser video the other day with the metering system and all the other, mic control, EQ, compression levels. I mean, all the thresholds, bouncing back and forth as he was talking. And he's got his sleeves rolled up. He's going to have a big surprise for us in about 2 months.
Comment.
On that video there, your drop-down windows over there to the right, he had them all displayed. You could see them all working all at one time instead of dropping one down at a time and viewing it. You could actually see the ALC, all the ones that you really like looking at to make sure that your levels are correct. They were all right there. I like that feature as well.
Comment.
Go ahead.
So wait, because I was talking to my son. You guys are saying when you two-tone, all the correcting should happen within the bandpass, right? If it's outside of the bandpass, that's a glitch.
That's what happened to me. I was going up and down the band just on the tune. On the tune itself with the zero beat, I was up and down the band pretty far.
Okay, so I get that with two-tone sometimes, right? I think normally the two-tone should be within the bandpass, but sometimes it goes further than that.
Well, the fourth and fifth order will. The fourth and fifth order will be a little bit out there past our passband, but then as soon as it corrects, you'll notice then you'll end up with the the 200 hertz and the 1900 hertz tones. They'll end up in the passband once it corrects. But when you first start, there'll be a few out there left and right.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good. Oh, my little cigar looks good here on 80 meters. Yeah, everything's working great, Art. And I got to tell you, since Protocol 2, it's even more stable.
I'm getting ready to make that plunge and do that again.
Yeah, just let me know when, because we have the same radio, so you should do exactly what I experimented with, and it worked. There was no science behind it, but it worked.
That's what I'll do. What was that, Art? You both doubled up here, but I heard both.
Yeah, no, exactly what Doug was mentioning. Yeah, I'll tell you, he did it the correct way. Basically flattening out everything, starting over, a fresh install with a DOS screen, and then of course that latest Protocol 2. Just make sure you get the exact, revision number. So I know there's a few of them out there, C, D, SF. I don't know. They got like all kinds of insignias now for all three different chipsets.
Yep, and I've got it. I saved it, Dwayne, so I'll send it to you when you're ready.
Okay, the one that I have now, where is it at there? I think it's REV5.RBFC. No, it's version 2.1.26, the letter C.
All right, hold on. A non-firmware. Yeah, protocol 2 v2.1.26 Charlie.
Yeah, that's the one that I had in before. W3DEP.
KB2 UKA.
Now, did you installed Thesis first and then you flashed the chip to put the protocol 2 in?
Negative. I did it the opposite. So what I did, the exact order of what I did, I flashed protocol 2 into the radio. Then I did not launch Thetis. I wiped Thetis clean. Then I reinstalled Thetis. Radio has not been turned on yet after I flashed it. Then I let Thetis go through its sequencing that it does when you first run it. Then I turned the radio on. I booted the new version of Thetis. I tuned my antenna. I then clicked two-tone, and it did not work. I then went into the pure signal setting. I unchecked that RX bypass box. I two-toned. It worked. I then rechecked the box. I two-toned again, and it continued to work.
Okay, I got everything, but you checked the RF bypass.
What's that one called, Art? RX bypass on TX?
Exactly, yeah.
Yes, so I went into the pure signal settings, and I unchecked RX bypass on TX. Then I two-toned, and it corrected. Then I checked that box back off again.
Yeah, I'm going to find it so I know right where it's at.
Just go to, hold on.
Since I've been on here, I should know exactly where that is.
And I learned a little something too last night with listening to John and Rick and 9HLL down there on 36.3. They were mentioning that sometimes, depending on your SAPP number, if it's like too low, there's nothing wrong with trying external 1 on TX, but you have to move your BNC over. So behind the radio, there's of course the RX bypass, and then there's an external 1 BNC input as well. And they're saying that either one of those could be used, and some guys get better results using the external 1 in TX.
Oh, that's interesting. Dwayne, it's under General, ANT/filters. You'll see under the ATT box, it says RX bypass on TX. That should be checked. But in order for me to get it to work, I unchecked it, two-toned, the correction took place, I then rechecked it, and then two-toned again, and then I saved.
Got it. Okay, I see it. And it even shows my ATT on transmit is 16, almost like you can physically change that right now if you wanted.
Well, I tried to physically change it. It goes right back to where it needs to be. That's what happens on mine.
Yeah, and I've done that too before, and the same results.
Wow, man, it's almost 8 o'clock. We might find a reporting on the frequency soon. You guys are still coming in okay, but Doug, I'm getting you. You're probably losing me a little bit, but you're a little weak now. All of a sudden, it's something to change.
Yep, same up here. Let me go take a look. I'll look on 80. On 40. Let me give it a quick look. KB2 UKA.
Art, you're still 20 over here. Coming in strong.
This is KB2 UKA is the frequency in use. KB2 UKA. This is KB2 UKA is the frequency in use. KB2 UKA. Nothing heard. KB2 UKA standing by for the group. This is KB2 UKA. This is KB2 UKA standing by for the group. This is KB2 UKA, Long Island, New York, standing by for the group.
W3DEP.
20 over, Dwayne.
That's how you are too. 20 over. That's what's nice about this Delta loop right here. I don't have to use the antenna tuner, and I'm good to go.
Well, that's the best, because if a tuner gets in the way. If you could do it without a tuner, that's better. You sound marvelous.
Yeah, you do. You're coming in nice and strong, and I think Bill was on his way up here as well.
I see a big tuna, so maybe that's Bill.
Okay, 1WI, I'm back in here.
5 over, Bill. Nice and loud.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
Okay, I just had a tune here. Go to the tuner for this portion of the band, VA3 KBC.
Welcome aboard, DJ.
Good morning.
Yeah, it was easy for me. Just hit the direct button on the Viking tuna and on the tuner, and I'm good to go.
That's great. That's great. Yep, I've got a tune everywhere because I have a 43-foot non-resonant antenna.
And that's okay. If you have to tune, gets the job done, and I hear you fine.
Well, with the 40-meter portion of this beam, it's a 3-element beam up at this portion of the band. It's about 1.8 to 1, and I like to run flat match. So, but in the middle portion, it's only about a 1.2. So now on 20 meters, it's a lot lower, and on 17, it's almost flat. So it's just on 40 that on this portion of the band that I like to tune.
Yeah.
What this band here is pretty quiet also. Man, it's it's like 80. 80 was really quiet up there too, or down there, I should say.
Yes, it's quiet except for the IMD that's flaring up here. Do you see that?
Yeah, I'm seeing it down the side of the band here.
Yep, down below us. I was on 88, no one was there, and then that guy fired up. He shouldn't have been on 88, but he was.
Yeah, there's one on 290 too, right above us.
Yeah, I think that's broadcast. All I see is a carrier. I don't see the modulation.
Yeah, same here, just carrier, no modulation. I don't see anything on the sides.
Art, did you make it?
He was down there helping Richard. His audio was a little hot, so I take it he's still down there.
Was that who that was? I couldn't hardly even hear him. I mean, I didn't know it was him.
Yeah, that's what he said. he heard me and Art, and he said I didn't hear the other guy, which he was referring to you. But yeah, I don't know. He probably doesn't have his amp on in.
Yeah, like I said, he's usually pretty, fairly strong. But man, he was like down in, and I don't even have any noise. I can barely hear him.
Yeah, my noise floor is it's great. It's very low today, and you're correct, Bill. 80 was the same. So that's great.
You know what I was thinking? Sometimes we get a whole bunch of people in there. We start doubling up on each other. The guys that got the slice, like the A and B, you could run the same, channel or frequency, and you could listen. If you start doubling, you would probably pick that up and hear that.
Oh yeah, that's true. See, I'm not well versed in running that way. I got to practice. I don't think I've ever run split, ever. So I definitely need to try that out.
What I do is I hit the foot switch and say one word, then on key and listen. If there's nobody else, then I'll key up again. But I try to do that 90% of the time. It's not always working, but that's what I do is I'll key up, and then inevitably I always find somebody else who's already talking.
Yeah, I just did it myself, but I do that every once in a while. I don't do it like I should, but I take a notice. Art does it too. He'll start and he'll let go and see if anybody else is on there. Then he'll, if the road's clear, he goes. But I took notice you do the same thing.
I think the biggest thing is we all get excited, want to put our 2 cents in on the conversation.
Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, we get into a subject, we're hot and heavy, and everybody wants to put their word out or their thought. That's for sure.
Yep, that's it. Well, I think it's great when there's 8 of us on there, all talking all over each other. That'll make sure nobody slides into the band pass.
That's I got to put a better antenna and a bigger amplifier. That's what I'm going to do. I'm probably running less wattage than anybody.
What are you running? 600?
No, I'm about 350 to 400 is the max. That's all I run out of this amp. I mean, it'll go up. Don't get me wrong. I can push 8 on it, but I don't run it. This is a 2007 amplifier and still has the original tubes in it.
Oh wow. Well, you took care of it. That means, I'm running. I just run a flat kilowatt until that beautiful Lux comes. Then I'll run like 1400 probably.
Yeah, I was just talking. I was talking to Jeff last night, and I got my order in for the Lux, but boy, I'm sort of thinking about it. A Meritron 1500. I can get that pretty quick. It's a little bit more money, it's a little bit less money to think about it. But it's not it's a tube amp. It's not it's not one of the modern amps, with the changing and everything.
You mean the AL82?
Mm-hmm. Well, LA82, but the 1500's up there too. But it's more money.
Yeah, like $6,000.
I have an AL 572B sitting here that's dead on arrival, and that's not my fault. I bought it a few years ago. It arrived. I couldn't get it to tune. Brought it to my buddy the next day, who's somewhat a technician. He said whoever was using this thing was using it on 11 meter. And the wafer switch is fried, the caps are fried, everything's friggin' fried. So I got my money. The guy gave me my money back and told me to keep it. And it's just been sitting here. I would have to send it to Ameritron to have it repaired.
And it'll probably cost more than what buying a new one would be.
Yeah, well, my buddy who knows, he's like, this is too much for me. I can't do it. He's like, you're going to have to find somebody else. What are those, oh my God, the ceramic connectors that go on top of the tube? When we went to take them off, the metal element on the tube was melted into the metal inside the ceramic.
And they were probably running CB or 11 meters and running AM and overdriving us is what they were doing to fry that amp like that. But I don't know. It used to be you could get any part for those amps. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you still can now. With the way today is today. With the way they trying to get parts. But Ameritron, you could buy any piece for that amp and you could repair it yourself basically.
Yeah, I could. But the whole damn thing's got to be taken apart inside. And when I go to put it back together, Bill, there will definitely be a few screws left over.
Oh, you didn't do the job right if there isn't.
Okay, good. Then I've been doing it right for 30 years. It's like when we have to assemble a piece of furniture and there's always those screws left over. I'm like, it's fine. And then it collapses.
I always say, they give us extra.
Well, the typical mail is to, you get the box, you pull the directions out, thread them to the side, and put everything together. That's a typical mail. That's just your, mail ego.
Exactly. I do not like assembling furniture at all. If it needs to be assembled now, I order the assembly.
Oh, I enjoy doing that stuff.
Well, yeah, if you enjoy it, that's great. If you don't enjoy it, it's a tedious task.
Well, it's very simple compared to the stuff I had to assemble at the John Deere dealership, I'll tell you. Using a crane and a hoist and everything else. So, and all this stuff nowadays, furniture and all that kind of stuff is so simple. They've really simplified it compared to 20, 25 years ago.
They have. I don't know if you guys ever bought anything from IKEA. I did that once, maybe twice, when I lived in Connecticut. I'll never do that again.
Yeah, you saying that, DJ, I just remembered I got to do my 50-hour service online, so I'll probably do that before the cutting season starts.
Roger. Well, Doug, it's like anything. It all depends on the individual and what they're used to doing and they're capable of doing. What you do in your business, I have no cotton picking clue. So, but what I do, in mine, I find it quite relatively easy. I can kind of study things, but when it comes to the math and investments and all that other stuff, you are far, far more knowledgeable than I would ever be.
Oh, well, yeah, and that's what makes an open, free, capitalistic society great. And you play to your strengths, and then everything tends to normally work out.
And you work with others that have those strengths, and that's how it works. Each individual helps the other in their strengths, and so on and so forth. Dad always had a saying, and it wasn't one of those bad ones, where one hand washes the other. Like some people say corruption. That's how corruption is, but no, like one farmer would help another because one farmer had certain piece of equipment or knowledge, and the other farmer had something else that they could work back and forth. So he always had a saying, one hand washes the other.
Oh yeah, and that's how you grow. All right, guys. So let's talk about the important thing in the last 24 hours. What the hell did they shoot down over Alaska? Why are they being vague? And is it a UFO?
on my... shoot, I lost it now. I had it up here. There was... it was on one of my links, one of my blogs with the tracking and everything, and I went to, oh, wait a minute, let me look it up again. I think I know where it is. I'll see if I can post it.
Yeah, I was on Reddit last night, and multiple people are saying that it was a cylinder, a silver cylinder. It appeared to have no combustion, propulsion. It just stopped in midair, and all the classic extraterrestrial craft characteristics, and of course I will say it's odd that they're being vague.
Hey, Doug.
Yeah, Bill.
I think I've made a double a bit with you. I was saying I watched that briefing yesterday. And that was one of the reporters asked, was it manned? And they wouldn't answer the question. You know, they go around about that when they don't want to say anything.
Yep, I watched the whole thing too. Hold on, I'll be right back. KB2 UKA.
I would be impressed if it was a UFO and we was able to shoot it down. I didn't think that would be possible. But they did say it was the size of a small car. And maybe it was a baby UFO.
Okay, I found it here. I don't know whether this will work. I copy and paste and see if it'll go on Signal.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta make quick breakfast for the kids. KB2 UKA.
Come on back. Yeah, I sort of thought that they shot that one down because they're trying to make restitution for the other one to come clean across the United States. But I guess they shot that up in Alaska, right, DJ, right on the border of Canada and the United States.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
I guess once they recover it, we'll find out what it is. We'll only find out what they want to tell us.
We have a new Area 50. No, not Area. A new. Oh shoot, where's that place in Arizona?
Yeah, Area 51.
No, we're the crash site though. That crash site from the 50s.
Oh, Roswell.
There we go. We got a new Roswell.
We have a crash site right above my house here. It happened in 1965. They got one. They tried to say it was they said it was a Russian satellite, but when the military come in and they took it out on a flatbed, and they had it all covered up and stuff. So it sort of makes you scratch your head. You know, I was just a kid when that happened, but it was on that. What was that show? I can't think of the name of it now, but it was on a TV show about it.
That's with Scully and what's her name there?
Yeah, it's where, like mysterious things happen. They put it on there. I can't think of the name of it though.
Anyhow, that's what I found.
Yeah, and Scott, Dwayne, you're right, because, they're only going to let you know what they want you to know. They're not going to tell you the whole facts about anything, you know what I'm saying? If they got something to cover up or hide, they're not going to tell you anyway.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, that's the way they're going to roll with that. So, and then you're going to have a lot of people that's going to put stuff up there that they thought happened, and it's going to be false information. You got to filter through all that and find out what's really going on.
I'm back. KB2 UKA.
Where we were at, I posted it, and nothing yet. Maybe the time is 8 o'clock. I don't know what he's doing.
I'm back. KB2 UKA.
Welcome back.
So, did you guys continue to talk about the craft? Do we know what's your consensus?
It's look on signal.
Okay, good. Hold on, let me take a look.
Like DJ's saying, it's another Roswell.
DJ, do you know, and you might have wrote this, that third photo down, do you know what that time frame was?
Let me look up the original.
Like, did it make that movement in 30 seconds or 3 hours?
And if it did make that movement, who was up above watching all this taking place to know those moving?
Well, I think it's the radar, right?
They're probably watching with a satellite, I imagine.
Okay, I'll just forward this email to you, Doug.
All right, cool. I'll read it.
I guess they said that one was about 40,000 feet. That balloon was like 60,000 feet. That's why they claimed they shot it down right away, because of the air traffic. It was starting to get too close to the air traffic patterns.
Yeah, you know, a plane flying over Alaska is going to be 35 to 37,000 feet. That's right there. And the balloon normally operates at 120,000 feet, which they're saying that's China put it at 60 on purpose for us to see it, so they could say, "Hey, look what we can do." Yeah, very, very interesting. Listen, my gut, and I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart, but I'm leaning towards another Roswell. That's what I'm leaning towards.
Yeah,
and to find out if that's true or not, if they give you less and less information on what happened,
they know it was in Alaska, but they still let it come clear across the United States. I think somebody made millions of dollars on that.
Yes, I think you're right. And Dwayne, I just learned about that a couple of weeks ago, about those Japanese balloon bombs. They killed a lot of people. Well, a few hundred people.
Yeah, if we don't hear a whole lot about what they just shot down, and they don't give you a lot of information, then it's something up. Is more in the lines of could be the UFO. Yep.
UFO or something really bad that they don't want to tell us was over our homeland, like an EMP or something, dirty bomb or something like that.
Yeah, they only let you know what they want you to know. That's about it. The rest of the time they keep you in the dark.
So I watched two press conferences yesterday. The first one, which is that guy who's the media chief for the Pentagon. What the hell's his name? You know who I'm talking about. And the second one, I got to find it. I watched it last night. Was a high-ranking general, I think. Maybe not a general, but high-ranking in the military. And they both looked very nervous.
Yeah, well, maybe it's something to be nervous about. That's you're just going to watch. I don't know, today's world.
And they're starting to release more and more information on the government, that is, on them have seen and have sightings of the UFO. They're slowly letting that being released. They don't want to scare the public, because some people would panic. This is a big universe, So there's a lot of things out there we don't know about. And in my case, I totally 100% believe, in UFOs. But they are slowly starting to release more and more of that information.
K1WIO.
There'll be 3 DEP.
JB3
Was it N3TKJ? Good morning.
Sorry, I'm back. My son was in here. He just won at Fortnite with only 1 health left. He was very excited.
I heard Jeff in there.
Oh, good morning, Jeff.
Well, maybe I was hearing things. I thought I heard him in there.
Now there's N3, I believe it was TKJ. Did I get that call sign correctly? That other station there, the N3 station, did I get your call sign correctly? N3TKJ, this is W3DEP.
Yes, you did. November 3 on Kilo Julie. And hi, Doug.
Oh, hey, I copy you. What's going on, my friend?
Yeah, not just sitting here listening to you guys.
That's great, Todd. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good new year. Yeah, and Cheese Doodle Feeder just said one would think an ET would be able to avoid a missile. That is true. Unless he was texting and flying, he might not have been paying attention. Good to hear you, Todd. Like copy about 4x7, but I hear you.
You guys got the email I sent?
Let me take a look.
Government got, they claim that those UFOs fly on magnetic propulsion. Well, they got, I guess our government built something where they can freeze that magnetic propulsion, and they can't move.
Yeah, right. Like, so they're saying it was shot down. I didn't see a video of the missile. We don't know how they took it down.
And you know what, guy? Maybe this never happened. It's just that, hey, look at this hand. We're showing stuff with this hand, but don't look at the other hand.
Well, I'm with you, DJ. I think they're trying to cover up for that balloon going across the United States. I really do.
Oh, that reminds me. I know what I was going to say. Okay. There was a theory about 2 years ago that in the very, very near future, the government is going to lie to us and tell us that extraterrestrials had made contact in an effort to take more rights away and say that they have to prepare for a possible invasion or whatever the hell it is. And here we go.
Wasn't there a movie once about that?
That it was fake? I don't know.
But there were several movies about alien invasions.
Oh, yes, there was that. Definitely. But these guys believe that, we may or may not have been contacted, but the government's, it's not something imminent that just happened, and the government's going to come out and scare the population into giving up their rights.
Well, after these lockdowns and all this other bullshit that the government imposed on, citizens of the world, I can believe that people will fall for it.
Oh, yeah, and that's what they said. You reminded me, because I read this a while ago, that COVID was a test to see if they would comply, and obviously the majority did.
Yep, and I got a couple neighbors that, oh boy.
I know, you've told me. I remember when in the town over from me, which is a pretty robust town, when all the businesses on Main Street had to shut down, and a couple of the owners were like on Facebook complaining about it. And I used to go back at them and say, then don't shut down. Just don't do it. Rally together and because they are bluffing. That's the biggest problem, DJ. They're actually bluffing. If there's resistance, they back down. So if you've got, 100 shop owners on Main Street who say, screw you, come find me and arrest me, we're not shutting the business down. And no, they didn't do that. They complied. They bitched and moaned on Facebook, but they all complied, except for those one or two businesses that you heard about, like the gym in Jersey, or it was a bar in Jersey. That guy got locked up like 5 times, and then they would release him. But if they would have came together and not complied, this would have ended very quickly.
100% correct. I know there was a restaurant in Sarnia. They got fined. They never, ever had to pay it. But a mandate is not a law. It is just a suggestion. A mandate is where the one implementing it and the one receiving it. If the one receiving it goes along with it, then it's applicable to, So if you say no, then it is null and void. People have to stand up for their rights, but we've all become sheep. A great majority have become sheep. And it's you do it first, type thing. The PSWs, a lot of them quit, got let go and quit because they were supposed to be jabbed. And if they all stood together and says, no, we're not going to be, then that would have happened. So you're 100% correct, Doug, in that explanation there of together we can be strong. And there's a very few of those in authority, but there's a lot of us that are in the majority. So it's going to be interesting to see what transpires in the future. VA3 KBC.
Yep. And, and I got to run, unfortunately. I got to get in the shower. I got to take my daughter to singing lessons soon. But I remember when this all went down, as all of you remember, I put a mask on, probably in March of 2020. And I'm walking around and I'm wearing the mask and I'm washing my hands and I've got hand sanitizer and all that crap. And then after a couple of months, I said, that's it. This is ridiculous. And I took it off and I never wore a mask again. This is probably by the summer of 2020. And I would walk into stores, into Home Depot or into Stop and Shop, which is a grocery store down here. And I would get looked at like I had 3 to 4 heads, but only once or twice did someone say, hey, you can't come in here without a mask. And my reply to them was, call the police then. And I continued to walk in and nothing happened. They didn't call the police. And that was it. All right, guys, I'll listen out. Bill, DJ, Dwayne. I don't think anyone else is in there. KB2 UK Claire. Go ahead, DJ.
Well, I don't know if you guys heard about the woman in the Toronto hospital who had difficulty breathing. She had COPD. She was in there for something else.
All right, guys,
she had her mask